my name is Katie Freeman Furnishings, and for this video I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of a review over a resin product that I was sent. It is this one right here. It is called Butter Boat Resin. Now, over the last several years I've used resin on several different projects, usually mixed with wood, but also just resin artwork. And so I'm pretty familiar with using different resins and know what I like, know what I don't like about resins. All right, so I used this resin on two different projects. The first one was a resin artwork similar to this. It wasn't this exact one, but very similar to this, where I did a resin galaxy. And so I used the resin, it's very thin coat of resin on top, and mixed it with pigments, different powders, different mica powders, such as this one. Mixed it, did some clear coat and pigment mixing to make the resin galaxy. I did this work in my office. I did have a window open and a fan on while doing this work, right? And then the other project that I did use the resin on, which I really did use it on this bowl, was to do the finish for this wood bowl that I had carved. So this is just resin mixed with a little bit of pigment, and then also adding in some alcohol inks on there to get the additional colors to show up. All right, and for the bowl project, I did that one out in the garage with the garage doors open the entire time. So what I can tell you, some things about using this resin. There's certain things for every resin. There's going to be a certain level of VOCs, which is the off-gassing as you're using it, as it starts to cure. And some resins out there have very low VOCs, which means like there's really no smell to it, and you don't really need to use any kind of mask or respirator while you're using them. However, this one has a relatively high VOCs, so if you're going to use it, I would recommend that you wear a mask and that you be in a very well ventilated area when you are using it, so that you don't have any issues down the line with your lungs. You will always want to use gloves. I use just regular nitrile gloves when I work with resin. And if you have a higher level of sensitivity to the resin, then you may require further PPE, but those are kind of the two basic things you need, are gloves and then a mask of some sort. What I liked about this resin is that it worked really well with the alcohol ink and the metallic powders. I had no issues with using either one of those, mixing it in or adding it on top. It worked really well. It flowed really well when I used the heat gun on it, and it had a really nice working time in it. I would say something that's like not too long, not too short, and it also mixes really easily. It's just a 1-to-1 mixing ratio, so any measured cup such as these, which is what I use, any graduated cup, works really easy to mix it, and it's pretty straightforward. And there's directions right on the bottle, and they're really good directions. It tells you everything you need to know, like your working time and the mixing ratio and how long you need to mix it for. So overall, if I was going to rate this resin on a scale of 1 to 10, considering everything in between, I would probably give it a 6.5. It's really nice to work with, gives a nice hard finish, but the VOCs is what brings it down from like a 10 for me, just because I do have kids, and so using it at home can create some issues. I don't want that off-gassing gas to be around for them. But if I was just to take it to my workshop and be able to work like in the summertime with the doors open, absolutely no problem using it whatsoever. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.